make an indentation in the bottom, make kind of a hollow cup down in the bottom like so. So something like that. And these metal points, they used to be wood and the sugar would stick right onto the wood. The metal actually, it cleans off easier, but they don't always adhere real well. Oops. So if you heat it up slightly, you can get it to adhere to the sugar a little bit better. Ladies, you didn't notice that, but I don't go all the way in. You want to leave an air pocket in there that you're blowing into. You don't want the pump right up against the sugar. So don't insert it the whole way. Get it in there and then immediately pull it away from the end of the pump so you have some place to cut it off. Blowing is a little slow at first. It takes a minute for it to start to inflate. And a lot of people like to work straight up or straight down with it. They keep it uniform. What are we making? Apple?
A pear.
An apple.
You can see the end of the pump. The pump is right there. I want to be able to cut it off, so I want to make sure that's away from the pump. You do a pear. And another very common mistake is to blow it too thin. A lot of people just get, ooh, cool, and they keep pumping and pumping and pumping. A thicker piece will last longer, will hold its shape better, will shine a little bit better. The real thin pieces don't work as
Will
well.
it burst if it's too thin?
Oh yeah, if you continue to pump, you'll pop it. So that's about the right thickness right there. So the kind of pear shape, we can flatten it out on the bottom, we can form the pear. You can see how you can make a vase out of that pretty easily. The vase. You can also see how you can make a fish out of that pretty easily. Attach some fins to it and some eyes. You can also see how you can make a bird out of that pretty easily. You can elongate the front into a beak, into a neck and a beak, and attach wings to it.
So,
Swans are really not that hard to make.
so if you were making a bird, you'd start off with the head and then do the body, or would you end with the head?
You pull the head out first.
Yeah,
Okay.
the bottom.
You just pull out the head and then inflate the body a little bit. So everybody make dinosaurs, pretty easy too, kind of brontosaurus kind of thing. You know, the swans have real long necks. But the other trick to remember, ladies, is you leave it on the pump to cool. Because if you take the pump off now, it's likely to collapse. So you need to re-inflate it every once in a while. And a big piece like this is going to take quite a while to cool. You feel it on your cheek to feel when it's completely cool. And then leave it on the pump in case you need to re-inflate it a little bit. Make that bottom still soft enough. But apples are easy, pears are easy. Actually, bananas are hard because they're three-sided. They're kind of hard to do. But I saw somebody make strawberries that was pretty effective. And actually, the tricky one is grapes. You have to do so many of them.
Do you blow that in one piece if you make little individual?
No, individual grapes and put them together into a cluster. They're best when they're blown, although you can just round the sugar up and use it for grapes too if they're small. Just so you know, ladies, this is not all the way cool. I would normally leave this on the pump a little bit longer. To get it off the pump, it's cut off. And there's no, hold on, it's still hot here.
It doesn't look like it's so long.
Flaming. I hope you have some more sterno back there. Looks like those are mostly empty. Again, same thing, if you heat this up over the stove, you'll get soot on your scissors and it'll show up on the sugar.
Can you use a blowtorch?
No, the torch will also, the propane is not as clean. Now this is that burning?
Doesn't look like it, you know.
Switching the lights off.
Can't see.
I think it is.
Usually you can see the...
Yeah, it'll start slow and take out, I don't get it burning. But when you're cutting it, you're basically melting it. You're not really putting pressure on the scissors. You want them to go through the... They actually had a heated wire that they used for this too, if you do a lot of this. This is the danger time here. This is when you can break it pretty easily when you're cutting it off. So yeah, I could make a base out of that, nice flowery top maybe. This, after this cools down, you can kind of break it off the end of the pump. It'll come right off. Yeah, this needs a stem on it. And a leaf. It looks like my bronze is about ready to go.
So good with that little like light orange.
Yeah, with the little streaks of red in it. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was appropriate. Yeah, so you can marble the sugar. I saw somebody did butterfly wings that way. I don't know how they did it. But it attached two pieces of sugar and pulled them together and made a nice variegated color in there for a butterfly wing. Must have had an amazing control over the sugar to do that. This is more green than bronze. Oh, there it comes.
It's really pretty.
Oh wow, that's so pretty.
Yeah.
So this will be fourmaille. That's about the right temperature. So you don't want it really hot. You want it a little bit hard to pull because it'll cool quicker and you won't pull out odd pieces. So I'll take a flat piece here, rectangular kind of piece, and wrap it around the mold here. And if it's hot enough, it'll stick to itself. You may have a little trouble getting it to stick if it's not quite hot enough. And then you have a nice hollow piece that you pull out. And now no side pressure at all on this. You want to just pull this out from the ends and never grabbing it in the middle. Especially after you pull. You want to maintain that hole inside. Pull it out a short ways. And then start multiplying the chambers inside. This is called straw sugar. If you twist it too much, it'll also collapse the holes. And if you go too far on it, say this has never been my, so it's always been kind of challenging for me. Usually we'll cool the whole piece. I generally will cut off one piece and stick it off the side and make a branch. But a tree is pretty easy to do with leaves. Not too hard to do out of sugar. Well, I did, but it's cool. You can set it in crumpled up cellophane to get it to hold its shape while it's cooling.